How's it going? I'm Kevan Kenney, hanging out with Bryce of the Rocket Summer inside the
Hey.
Billboard offices here in New York.
Thank you for having me.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. I
Yeah?
love New York. Special place.
Not too tired yet. You're in the middle of tour.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm always kind of tired on tour. You don't really sleep much, but people always tell me that I have like more energy than anyone. So I think I just conserve it, and then it happens during the show. And yeah, we play for like 2 hours a night. So
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
At least you have an off night tonight, the day we're doing this interview here.
Yeah.
You're gonna play Gramercy Theater though here in New
Yeah,
York. That's gonna
yeah.
be fun. And you're doing this whole 10-year anniversary of Do You Feel? We're gonna talk about that record. We're gonna talk about that tour.
Yeah.
But I actually want to focus first on the new single, Gone
Yeah.
Too Long. I mean, there's a lot to talk about for one song, right? You wrote it in the woods in a cabin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time in Los Angeles the last like 3.5 years, and I love LA so much. I went out there to make a record in a house and just tucked away, but kind of got sucked into LA, which is cool. I love LA, but I don't know. I just needed to clear my mind, and so I kind of took a Kerouac approach and went to Texas, this place called Sunset, Texas. So I went from the Sunset Strip to Sunset, Texas. I should probably write a lyric at some point, something
lyric,
about
man.
that. But yeah, I'm in a cabin out there and writing a bunch of stuff. And before this tour, we've been talking so much about, I'm just in a constant state of moving forward. And but this has been really cool to relive this record and play some songs we never even played. Do You Feel on that album? But I just couldn't bring myself to go on tour without putting out something.
Yeah.
And so, we put it out. We made the logical decision to only put it out on cassette tape. So for all the super, like, uber hip people out there that are actually rocking the Walkmans, it's a good day
They're
for
coming
them.
back, man. Cassettes are huge now. It's crazy.
Yeah,
to see that,
it's
right?
it's a gold. It's gold. It's got Florida, California on one side, and the song "Gone Too Long" in the other. And
That's rad.
but yeah, I wrote it and recorded it all in the woods, and I'm working on a lot of stuff out there. It sounds a lot different than that song, but
Then Gone Too Long.
yeah, it sounds a bit different.
Okay.
It's going in a new way, in a new direction. But
What kind of way would you say that's going?
I mean, it's still kind of up for debate.
Okay.
But, I can't really say right now.
All right, too early. No,
Way
that's
too
cool.
early.
One of the things I read about, I don't know if it was the inspiration for Gone Too Long specifically, but just inspiration for music that caught my eye and ear when I was reading it, was that you were saying, anything can inspire you, and you cited deja vu, you cited a smell, you cited a song, and I was just so curious. Those two things popped out to me. What's a smell that has inspired a song?
Oh man.
For you, of
well,
course.
like just going into an old shop that you used to go into with your mom or something as a kid.
Yeah.
Or
But can you think of a
your
specific
grandma's
smell?
gnarly closet, the mothballs or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, plenty of things. It's just I remember I don't wear cologne, but I remember in middle school, like in 6th grade, I got some cologne because I was like trying to be cool,
Yeah.
A few years later, I pulled it out and smelled it. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Dude, it takes you back,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of songs, plenty of, I don't know, just deja vu in general is such a trippy thing.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself a lot going like, we've talked about this, and everyone on the bus is like, no. So I don't know what's going on in here sometimes.
Yeah, it's wild. Well, the music sounds great that comes from whatever the hell deja vu is. Now, you've talked about, and I guess you can kind of say maybe it's the theme of the song Gone Too Long, about this journey you're on of rediscovery, and how you got to a point in your life where you realized you'd maybe gotten away from who you were and you hadn't even realized it.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of not really like this super deep, like, oh my gosh, I have just gone way off the tracks or something like that. More again, just like about that brief moment when you have this sort of deja vu or something that reminds you of something and you kind of realize like, wow, where have I gone, and kind of you realize you drifted away from yourself. But I mean, it's good to just grow and move forward and stuff.
Totally.
So yeah, the song isn't necessarily this big, like, come back to yourself
Yeah, right.
kind of a thing, more of just like a song about that brief moment,
Yeah.
So,
Have you had any of those recently that like kind of stick out as like?
well, there's plenty of those on this tour.
Oh, I bet. Yeah,
considering
probably
we're
every
playing
night, right?
Every single night, playing this whole album front to back. But, I got to say this album, it really, I don't know if it's just the fans or what, but it feels very fresh every night. This has been, like I said now a couple times, it's been a unique thing going back, but it's just really cool, man, to see this community. I mean, I'm doing it I love the songs. I don't ever like listen to my records though. Once they're done, they're done.
You're done,
I
you're
only
done.
listen to them to like teach the band or
Yeah,
we go
right.
through it and we have to relearn stuff. But I don't just sit there and like, haha, that was a great song or whatever.
Patting yourself on the back.
But you know, it's been really cool every night just to see. I don't know, people come alive to music. Music is so much bigger than me. It's so much bigger than any of us, and it brings us all together. And it's such a unbelievable. It's like the privilege of my life to get to do this and just to get to see like writing a song like in your bedroom and then putting it out and just seeing people how it connects with people and the way that songs connect with me. It's a really addictive thing. Not like fame or like any of that. It's what's addictive is just seeing the release in the room every night and seeing people come together and people from all different walks just like coming together.
That community, right?
Oh my gosh, it's insane. It's like
Yeah.
in the Rocket Summer, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure plenty of bands have this, but it's a special thing. I don't know. Of course, I'm gonna say that it's the only band I'm in, but but I don't know. I feel so proud of just getting to be a part of this thing with everyone else. You know. So
It's a cliche question to ask, but I think it's an important question to ask whenever you revisit a record like you're doing right now with Do You Feel? Does it feel does it feel like 10 years ago to you?
you know, no, it kind of does and it kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
We've just been going, you know.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just the beginning. Like, I legitimately feel, I think that's been the weirdest thing is people being like, asking questions like that, like 10 years, like really, really like putting a spotlight on the 10-year aspect of it has probably been the weirdest part for me because to me, you know, life is long. I got a lot of songs to sing, a lot of records to make. We got a lot more shows to play in New York City.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to be doing this until I can't, like physically. And so, and I definitely feel like I haven't made my best record or written the song, you know? And so,
Well, that's the spirit you need to have, right?
yeah, but I mean, it's not even a thing where I like have to tell myself that. Like, I would have to tell myself, you know, it's been 10 years, right? Like that just seems super weird to me. But yeah, I mean, particularly I think the thing that I notice is when we're playing shows and I see certain people in the crowd that look a lot different.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll see people with kids and but what's cool is like, I don't know, the age range at our shows now is crazy. There'll be 17-year-old kids in there in the front and next to like a 40-year-old dude just like
Yeah.
singing their heart out and I don't know, man. It's just cool. It's just cool, man. I'm pumped.
Obviously,
So.
your music has evolved quite a bit since 2007.
Mhm.
I'm curious to ask you, though, how have you evolved? Like, if you had to look back at yourself as a young man in 2007, and now think of yourself at whoever you are now in 2017, what's the biggest difference that you see in yourself personally?
That's a really good question. I mean, obviously you grow a lot over 10 years and I don't know. I feel like musically I'm always pushing myself to be a better musician, a better producer and songwriter and performer. So I'd like to think that that's evolved and gotten a little bit better, but as a, you know, personally, I don't know, I'll probably just take it easy a little more.
Yeah.
I can handle things a little more. I can handle waking up and not having a voice and having to go be on Billboard, which is the best thing ever. But like, you know,
And we appreciate it.
and I was like super stressed this morning. Like, why is this happening to me?
Why
right
did we
now?
book this?
No, not Billboard. No, you got to be kidding me. Please, I'll be here every day. No, more just like waking up with a tickle in your throat or whatever.
Totally.
But you know, did it. Ran here, sweating during all of it. But
Yeah,
whatever.
made it happen.
Rock and roll. Just take it easy. I don't know, you have to take it easy. It's like you got to work really, really hard, and you got to take it easy. You just got to go with the flow.
You're about, I guess, 3 weeks into tour now.
Yeah.
For the anniversary tour. I'm curious, I'm sure you've had, you know, a couple or maybe more than a couple interactions with fans during this tour. Is there one that really sticks out as maybe most powerful so far of, you know, these fans are revisiting a record that obviously means a lot to them. You mean a lot to them. Is there like a sentimental moment or just a powerful exchange that really sticks out so far?
Yeah, I mean, music, I've always said this, and I've said this before, but like I always view music as the friend that can convince you not to jump when you're in your darkest hour. And, you know, we have plenty of songs that are lighthearted, but there's a lot of songs that sing, you know, that are about heavier stuff. And it's really incredible to hear like firsthand stories of stuff like that without getting too personal. I think the craziest thing that happened on this tour, and I almost feel like an entire like just super tool bag ish for even telling this story, but at the meet and greet in Tampa, there's a family that's been coming to our shows forever, and they had a kid a long time ago, and I finally got to meet her, and her name is Bryce Avery. So I was like, I'm going to disappoint you one day. But man,
is that flattering? Is that scary? I mean, that's wild.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really yeah, I don't know. I try not to think about it. It'll keep me up at night. But you know, I don't know. Obviously, it's really flattering, and I don't know. Again, music is bigger than any of us. So that's how I just have to view that. But yeah, it's obviously the coolest thing. That was the trippiest thing that happened yet on this tour.
I'd say so. Maybe in a lifetime. Yeah. That's wild. Bryce, thanks so much for stopping by, for performing, for hanging out. Tickets are still available for tour. You got, I mean, I think like almost like a month left, over a month left.
Yeah, we're still just at the beginning. And we have plenty of shows left to play, which is how I like it. And you know, day one is like, I already get sad that it's eventually going to end. Because I would live on a bus if I could and just tour. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. But I just want to live on the road. My dream would be to have like a studio in the back lounge and just go and record all day and then play shows at night.
That'd be amazing.
That would be, but you know, I'm sure some people do that. I bet Kanye does that or something.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
But he also probably still stays at the W or whatever.
Yeah.
we don't get hotels yet, but yeah.
That's awesome. Well, what are you doing after tour? I know tour is sort of going to be inspiring, or you want it to inspire the next phase of writing.
Yeah. I mean, all I've been doing is just writing. I mean, I go back to the bus and I just record I try to take the fuel from the show. I mean, these shows have just been unbelievable. It's nuts, man. It's like been nuts how awesome the shows have been. And we play, what's cool about it is we don't play, the do you feel aspect of it is just a portion of it. We play a whole other set and we change it every night. We learned more songs than we've ever learned for a tour, and we change it every night and we call it on the fly, and a lot of times the crowd calls it out. And so it's not just a celebration of this album, it's definitely a celebration of all the albums and the songs to come, and we play Gone Too Long and stuff. And so yeah, it's cool to just go back and get in the bus and just try to take some of that fuel and put it into the music. And but yeah, after the tour, I think I'm just gonna head right to the studio. I'll go back to the woods, the cabin I'm renting, and
will you? You'll go back to that same
cabin?
You like that whole experience?
Yeah,
like the whole process?
I didn't get finished, so I got a lot to do, and I might end up somewhere else. But that's a cool thing about this day and age. If, you know, there's probably some engineer guys listening or musicians, but you know, you can get. Nowadays, it's sad, but it's also really cool. I mean, I have all the studio gear I need. It's hard to lug around, but you can go rent a place somewhere, and you know, granted, you might have to deal with the walls and stuff making a little noise, but it can be really cool. So who knows where this record will take me? But I've thought about even going to Joshua Tree and just setting up like a mic outside and recording. Like,
dude, right on.
Yeah, I just want to capture as much of the real as I can anymore, even if it's just for me to remember that I did that at that time, and that makes me go that much harder live, you know.
Totally, man.
So
well, we look forward to whatever comes next, Bryce.
Thanks, man.
So much
Thank you for all the support. Thank you for having
absolutely.
me. This is an absolute privilege and an honor to be here at Billboard, and just thanks for all the support. It's crazy.
You're very welcome, Bryce. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.